Most people think outcomes are decided by facts. Who has more power, who has better resources, who's objectively stronger. But if you pay attention to how real decisions are made, you'll notice something uncomfortable. A lot of outcomes shift long before strength is ever tested. They shift at the level of judgment. You've probably seen this before. You haven't made a move yet, but the other side suddenly becomes cautious. They slow down. They start asking indirect questions. They stop pushing as hard as they could. And if you look closely, you'll realize something important. You didn't actually threaten them. They pressured themselves. People don't need certainty to hesitate. They only need doubt. Once doubt enters the picture, behavior changes automatically. Decisions become conservative. Offers become less aggressive. Timing stretches. Not because someone lost confidence, but because they can't fully map the risk anymore. One of the biggest mistakes people make in negotiations, careers, and business is trying to be too clear, too early. They explain everything, they define every boundary, they answer every question directly. It feels honest, it feels professional, but it also removes friction, and friction is where leverage lives. The most dangerous opponent isn't the strongest one. It's the one whose limits you can't clearly see. If you observe people who consistently control the pace of situations, you'll notice a pattern. They don't talk much, and when they do, their answers are precise but incomplete. Not evasive, not misleading, just unfinished. They answer enough to move the conversation forward, but never enough to close all interpretations. The rest is handled by the other person's mind. And the human mind hates blank spaces. When information is incomplete, people don't freeze, they fill the gap. And more often than not, they fill it with worst-case assumptions. That's not manipulation, that's human instinct. Picture a simple scenario. You're discussing something that matters to you. The other side asks a question that quietly means, if I say no, do you have anywhere else to go? If you rush to clarify, if you rush to reassure, you've already answered more than you should. But if you pause and respond without details, without urgency, the balance shifts immediately. Now, they're no longer evaluating your words, they're evaluating the uncertainty behind them. And uncertainty forces caution. This shows up everywhere. In workplaces, there are people who aren't visibly powerful, yet nobody moves against them casually. Not because they're feared, because they're unreadable. No one knows what options they have. No one knows who might back them. No one knows what happens if pressure increases. So people leave space, and space is influence. The people who control situations best rarely rush to prove themselves. Because the moment you start proving, you're playing on someone else's terms. You're responding instead of shaping. Sometimes you don't even need to create anything. You just need to resist the urge to clarify, to resist the urge to explain, to resist the urge to close every loop. A lot of things will form on their own, not in reality, but in the other person's expectations. And once expectations are set, behavior follows. They hedge, they delay, they soften positions. They make safer choices, all without you ever showing a card. Of course, this state can't last forever. There will always be a moment when ambiguity collapses into reality. And when that moment comes, you need something real to stand on. Otherwise, the reversal is immediate and brutal. That's where many people fail. They enjoy the effect so much that they start believing the image themselves. They forget which parts are solid and which parts exist only in perception. And once you lose that distinction, you don't control the situation anymore. You're inside it. Used correctly, this approach isn't about deception, it's about timing. It's about understanding that not every advantage needs to be visible immediately, especially when you're not ready for direct confrontation. You don't need people to believe you're powerful, you only need them to be unsure that you're powerless. Many outcomes aren't fought for, they're delayed into existence. While one side hesitates, the situation reshapes itself, and by the time a decision is forced, the options are no longer the same. The most decisive moments often happen before anything officially happens. You're standing still, you haven't revealed much, but the other side has already adjusted their strategy. And at that point, half the result is already decided.